Hey, hey, yeah. Makeup, yeah. That was a beautiful smile, yeah. Makeup, yeah. There's a beautiful smile, there's a beautiful smile. Makeup, yeah. There's a beautiful smile. It's the makeup nurse. Said you're rolling with the makeup nurse. Makeup, yeah. There's a beautiful smile, there's a beautiful smile.
I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. The struggle is real with Pajami, the makeup nurse. Today is Mix It Up Monday, where beauty meets breakthroughs. And it's also Green Juice Day, Peanut Brittle Day, Bubble Wrap Day, and Spouses Day. But today on Mix It Up Monday, we're celebrating Spouses Day. And I know so many of us wouldn't be where we are professionally, emotionally, spiritually, or even glam-wise without the one person cheering us on. And my husband has always been my cheerleader from day one. When I was in nursing school and wanted to quit, he was cheering me on and keeping my head up so I can keep going and become a nurse and follow my dreams. Any crazy ideas I've had, like becoming doing this traveling gig for the last 10 years, he's always supported me. He might not have liked it, but he supported me. He even when I decided to do this YouTube channel, he's always been my cheerleader. But before we get more into how celebrating our spouses, let's do the riddle of the day. And the riddle is, what becomes stronger the more you share it? Comment down below and let's get more into this. So, to every spouse who holds space for our dreams, supports our wild schedules, and mine is definitely wild, lifts us up on the hard days, and reminds us that we're magic, today is for you. But when we get stressful and your spouse isn't around or isn't available, you always have bubble wrap for Bubble Wrap Day to kind of relieve your stress. And who doesn't like, you give it to the kids and they will be pressing these for hours. And I can't even get these bubble wraps, don't want it. How rewarding is getting these bubble wraps, or stressful when you can't get them. But yeah, who doesn't love bubble wrap? And I usually save it for my grandkids because they love it so much too. And because people like bubble wrap so much, and you don't always have it, they came out with these little gadgets. And my grandson actually gave me this for Christmas. It's like, in case you get bored, Nana, you can play with this, I don't know, what is it called, pop socket now or something. And it's kind of like just as rewarding, but not as frustrating because you can't pop it. They're so much easier to play around with. But before I started traveling, me and my husband would always decompress together. He would never talk about his job, but I would come home and I'd be so frustrated with whatever, or I had a rough day, and I am one of those that like to talk about it. So he would sit there and listen to me and everything, and he is a very good listener. Even when I thought he wasn't listening, he was listening. Even when I was working multiple jobs and wasn't getting any, I was working night shift at the hospital, day shift at this other job. I was going to school, trying to get the kids everywhere. And when I finally was able to sleep during the day, and the kids, he would make sure the kids slept, were quiet so I could sleep. And they're like, you wake your mother up and I'm going to be very upset. And so he always kept them quiet. And then he would even sneak out. My favorite thing, I don't know why, was to go to Walmart with him, and just because it was something to do with him. And so he would sneak out of the house and go to Walmart with the kids, and before I woke up, so I didn't know, because I needed to sleep, not go to Walmart with everybody, because I had to work the next night. But I mean, so he's always been supportive. And then of course he always kept the household going because I was always working or school or sleeping or whatever, so I never really had time for that side of things. And he was the cook. He was the one who kept the house going. I couldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for him. And which I'm grateful that I was able to do all this, because when he also worked as a mechanic, so he was always like doing that physical labor. And then when we lived in Illinois, not only was he doing that and keeping the house together, he was chopping wood, because we had, Illinois, like I said, it's -5 degrees right now with a -17 feel. He would be out every single day in the summer and even through the winter, because we'd run out of wood to heat our house, because we had a wood burning stove, like one of those big broilers outside, and that's how we heated our house. And because the propane was just so expensive, so that's what we went to save money. But I mean, he was every day 24/7. Well, if he wasn't working, he was cutting down wood to heat our house and get ready for the winter. And then when we'd run out in the winter, then he would still be chopping wood. So he's always been supportive. He's been always there. He's always held the household together, and he's always supported my craziness. So, you know, it's when you have someone that's by your side and supporting you, it makes it so much better. But so now that, you know, like, as most of you know, unless you're new here, 4 years ago my husband was riding a bicycle and got hit by a school bus, and he hasn't been able to work. So this traveling gig and everything, he's helped get me to where I am today. I couldn't have done it without him, but now I can actually keep the household going while he's at home keeping the house going, you know, and I'm taking care of the house since he can't work. And it kind of, you know, he gave to me, and now I get to give to him now, and keep him going as well. And I try to support him in all his endeavors. He's not as crazy as me, but and doesn't have crazy ideas like I do. But you know, if you're really supportive of each other, that's what keeps a marriage going. And yes, we've had lots of downs as well. It's always hasn't been roses, you know, in our marriage. I mean, we've been together for 30 years. I got pregnant when I was 18 years old, so that's been a struggle, you know. Going through nursing school with a 6-week-old baby. She was 6 weeks old when I started the nursing program, so. And I was working at Burger King and waitressing, and he was a mechanic, entry-level mechanic. So we, you know, trying to work my way through nursing school and the struggles of that. So it's, you know, but we were always there for each other. Yes, do we have lots of downs? Yes, every marriage does, but it's how you make it. So this is what I think it helps with in a marriage, and helps keep it going. And that wraps up our Mix It Up Monday Spouses Day edition. Whether you're married, partnered, or celebrating someone who's loved you through your glow-ups and your breakdowns, tell them today how much they matter. To our spouses, thank you for being the quality we can count on, the calm in our audits, and the comfort after a long day of doing our best. Until next time, stay glowing, stay grateful, and celebrate the people who make your world better. Nana loves you. And remember, the quote of today comes from, a good spouse doesn't complete you, they support you while you complete yourself. And one last thing before we go. This day in history, on January 26th, 1788, the first European settlement in Australia is established at Sydney Cove, now celebrated as Australia Day. In 1837, Michigan becomes the 26th state admitted to the U.S. 1905, the massive Cullinan diamond, the largest gem quality rough diamond ever found, is discovered in South Africa. 1926, John Logie Baird gives the first public demonstration of television. 1950, India's constitution takes effect, making it a republic, as mentioned. 1973, the Paris Peace Accords ending direct U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War are signed. In 1841, Britain formally occupies Hong Kong. 1930, the Indian National Congress first declared January 26th as Independence Day. 1942, the first U.S. troops arrived in Europe during World War II, Northern Ireland. In 1998, President Bill Clinton denies an affair with Monica Lewinsky. In 2020, basketball legend Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others tragically died in the helicopter crash. So rest in peace to everybody on that helicopter. All right, and remember, don't wake up and choose violence, choose kindness, and I'll see you next time. Bye!